cheese real fine, my phone.
You're listening to Fun Oldies 100.9 FM and AM 1450. And welcome to the fastest hour in radio. All About Cars, brought to you by ABC Motors Prescott with your hosts, David Don't Call Me Dave Spence and Big Mike Hill.
Mr. Mike, we're back at it in the morning.
I'm telling you, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, I could believe that. How much sleep you get last night?
Oh, about 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah, about 4 hours.
Was there a good reason for this, or were you working as usual?
Working as usual.
That's not a good reason?
No. You know what I need to do? I need to go over to Old World Bagels when we're done with this. I'm going to drive my Polera over there. I'm going to get a vanilla latte. I'm going to get a Asiago cheese bagel with some regular cream cheese on it, and then I'm going to ask them why they weren't here today, because I was hoping they would be here this morning to talk with us. He still may show up, but he's not here yet. But I'm going to go get me a latte.
Yeah, well, you promised me a bagel, so I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't make it.
I'm sorry.
You mean I've been looking forward to the bagel?
You should have been looking forward to the bagel. The bagels are very good. The lattes are very good. And, you know, as soon as we're done here, David, we could drive over there. Like I said, I'm going to take the Polera over there. They have every Saturday morning a gathering of classic cars.
Really?
Really, right?
Who all shows up over there?
Everybody.
Everybody?
Yes.
You mean like there's no requirement as to what you have?
You don't have to be in a club. You don't have to have a specific vehicle. It's a big open parking lot right there in the Goodwin Street Plaza where Old World Bagels is. And you can pull in and you can park and you can look at the cars and you can talk to the guys and they'll talk to you and they'll look at your car. And it's really actually pretty cool.
So how long are they out there on Saturday mornings?
You know, I usually have to go to work, so.
Uh-oh. Means you don't know.
No, it means I don't know how long. They could be there all day. I wouldn't know.
So it's just like anybody around town that wants to go down there and look at the cars or have their car there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, it's a chance to go over, support a small business that's making local homemade bagels fresh daily right there for you instead of doing the corporate frozen shipped in thing.
Really? They actually make these bagels?
They actually make them there. They proof them in-house, and they're actually very, very good. And I love the Asiago cheese.
Really?
Yes.
So why do you love the Asiago cheese the most?
Because it's yummy.
Because it's yummy.
I don't have anything better to say.
It's just that good. It's
It
like
is.
it's the ultimate bagel.
For me, I love Asiago cheese. It's a nice, flavorful cheese. It's very distinct. The bagel is good. It's not greasy. It's not hard. It's not soft. It's a bagel. It is what a bagel's supposed to be.
And you are a Jewish guy, so you should know this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I've been eating bagels since I was about this big. Scott, what's your favorite bagel?
I love jalapeno bagels with green chili cream cheese.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Spicy bagel.
Spicy bagel.
I like sun-dried tomatoes, too, on
I like sun-dried tomatoes. I've never had them on a bagel. Maybe I should try it.
Nice. They don't make sun-dried bagel chips or anything.
Well, I don't want a bagel chip.
No,
I want
me
the
either.
fresh bagel. You just promised me fresh bagels.
I'm telling you that we're going to go over there when we're done here, and I'm going to get you a bagel, and then you can stick it in your bagel hole and be quiet. I don't know what to say.
I thought it was a pie hole, but okay. Never mind.
Well, normally it is. If we were going over to Barry's Pie Pantry or JB's, where they have both places have great pie, then it would be your pie hole. It's your bagel hole when you go there.
I like Barry's better. Sorry, I do.
I understand.
Don't
That's
you
a
like
hometown
Barry's better?
classic. Hometown classic.
Yeah.
I've never Barry since I was a kid.
You know,
Yeah.
and I get it, and I got to tell you, though, the folks over at JB's, they're a small business. It's not a corporate store. It's locally owned by a local family, and they do a good job over there. It's not like any other JB's anywhere in the country.
I did
Really?
not know that.
Yes.
I did not know that either.
Yes.
But
No.
I'm still sorry. I really
understand.
like Barry's.
I
thought he
understand.
was really good.
Don and Nancy over at JB's are really good folks, and I'll tell you one other thing. Don's a car guy.
Ooh, what's Don got?
I don't know, but I do know
car.
that I just know from brief conversations with him that he is a car guy. He listens to our show. Maybe one day we'll get him on here. And unlike the bagel guy, maybe he'll show up.
Yeah, you never know. You can't tell what's going to happen, but I know it's so early in the morning. That's the problem, is people oversleep. But he's probably like when they used to say on Dunkin' Donuts, time to make the donuts. He's probably making the bagels.
There you go. So I got a question for you, David. Any word on your solstice recall?
Oh, solstice recall. Yeah, actually, there is. We found out just yesterday that they've gotten in a few of the parts of the local dealership, which means my future daughter-in-law probably is getting her car back real soon. I don't know if it's like beginning of this next week or not, but they told her soon. But they are far from having enough to do all these. I mean, you got literally millions, so don't know how long the rest of us have to wait, but at least hers is going to be done.
Buff Becca will be safe.
Buff Becca will be safe.
Nice.
Could you refresh my memory on what the recall was for?
Well, the recall is because what's going on is the key, when you put it in, can, if you have any weight on the key, cause the key to move out of the actual operational position to like into the accessory position, shutting your car off at an inopportune moment, resulting in people being killed.
Right.
Really bad stuff. And they've actually expanded it because most of them are getting not just the cylinder, but there's actually a couple other parts. They're replacing everything there free of charge, so that you won't have that problem and you won't have another problem they're looking at. They have said, they sent a nice little letter to me that says that you can drive it as long as you have only the key in it, not even a key fob on it.
Okay.
So that's all you're allowed to have in it. It's allowed to be driven then. But still not the nicest thing, and obviously they sure as hell didn't know what people were going to put about 2 pounds on the end of their key and end up breaking these things. But, you know, you just kind of have to overbuild, and I guess they didn't in this case.
Right.
So we're getting somewhere. However, Mr. Mike, I have other GM recalls. It's really wild. GM has just told in the last couple of days here 5 more recalls. Now, they're not necessarily all horrible things. You know, they have the first recalls for a whole series of cars. Covers 2 million vehicles, actually almost 2.5 million. Chevrolet Malibus, Chevrolet Malibu Maxes, Pontiac G6s, and Saturn Auroras. So there's a problem with the wiring harness. And with the wiring harness, it can get corrosion. You can have a brake lamp problem. So they can go on or off when you're not actually using them, or they're not going on when you are using them. So they're going to fix that for people. That's a more minor recall, but it's still kind of a big deal. You know, if your brake lights aren't working, not the greatest thing. They got another recall, number 2, 2005 to 2007 Chevrolet Corvettes are being recalled. That's about 112,000 vehicles, a little less than that. And it's a serious problem with the low beam headlights. So when the engine is warm, turns out the underhood electrical center housing could expand, causing a headlamp. Low beam relay to control circuit wire to bend slightly, and over time this breaks and low beams don't work in the cars. Kind of an odd little problem.
Did you just say disc brakes and low beams don't work?
No, just low beams.
Oh, okay. I thought you said disc brakes and low beams. I think,
I
how are
said
those interrelated?
I said disabling.
There's a wiring
wait
problem.
a minute. No, wait a minute. In a modern car, you never know, gentlemen.
That's true.
What goes through the ECM. Okay. Recall number 3, 2014 Chevrolet Malibu. There's 140,067 vehicles, and they have 2.5-liter engines and a stop-start tack. And the versions of them suffer from a software problem. And I know, Mr. Mike, you know all about software problems, and they've got a little software problem in the electronic control module, and they have to reprogram it for you. And that will allow your brakes to always work, because with the software problem, it can shut off your hydraulic boost. So you can still stop the car, you just got to press hard.
Okay.
So that's what's going on there. Then they have recall number 4, 2013 and 14 Cadillac CTS, about 19,225 CTS vehicles, and it's a problem with the windshield wipers. And under certain circumstances, this is like, well, it wouldn't happen very often. Could happen here, but you know, it's more places where it's much colder than us. If you had your windshield wipers stuck in the on position and frozen in place, like with snow and ice, and yet you had to jump your car, this can permanently damage the control system for the windshield wipers. So they're changing that out for people. I know, odd thing, but that is a recall they're doing. But number 5, now this is the one that's scary.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, it's actually scary. A 2014 Chevrolet Silverado, 2014 GM Sierra, and the 2015 Chevrolet Tahoe. There are 477 vehicles, and they've sent everybody overnight letters that suffer from a problem with the steering system. According to GM, the tie rod ends on these were not torqued correctly at the factory, and they may come apart. And they're so serious about this. It actually says that nobody is supposed to drive these cars. You're not even supposed to drive it to the dealer. You are supposed to call, and GM will pay to have your car towed over and fixed. So it's
that makes
considered
perfect
extremely
sense.
dangerous.
That makes perfect sense when you start thinking about tie rod ends. I mean, Scott, even you know the importance of a tie rod end.
I like to steer properly.
There
Yeah.
you go. You know, and you like both wheels to steer into the same direction.
In the same direction, so
So
it's nice.
what is a tie rod end for people out there going, what the hell is he talking about?
Well, the brief description of it would be it's the adjustable section that comes from the steering box to the wheel or to the control arm to move the wheel left and right in unison with the other front wheel.
So if one of these comes off, that means one of the wheels is moving and the other one's not, right?
Well, it means that it could move at will because it's also what keeps it going in the direction that you've prescribed with the wheel.
Yeah. So it is,
could be a big
it is
deal.
super dangerous.
Now, there is only, 477
Only
of them?
477, and they've overnighted every single owner of one of these theoretically to let people know. If
Awesome.
somebody was not sure, they could always call their dealer and give their VIN and find out if their vehicle was covered.
I gotcha. All right. Well, we're going to break away here for a quick break and get some sponsors in here. You're listening to All About Cars, 100.9 FM, 1450 AM. All About Cars brought to you by ABC Motors Prescott.
Just a little deuce coupe with a flathead mill. But you walk a Thunderbird like she's standing still. She's ported and relieved and she's stroked and